Whew. We are back out on the Superior hiking trail. We are at the Cascade River, and I'm going to be hiking 90 miles south to Silver Bay. You can see beautiful Lake Superior behind me, and even more beautiful, it's the one, the only, the Krusty. On day one, we had a late start and hiked 9 miles from the Cascade River State Park to the East Lake Agnes campsite. I'm on the Cascade River, and man, this thing is really flowing. I'm gonna walk over to the cliff here, but you're not gonna be able to hear me, but I'm gonna show you the power behind this river. Okay, we just came to this bridge with these beautiful waterfalls. Look familiar? Yeah, we took a wrong turn and we came back and are starting over again. So, never trust me if we're going hiking for navigation, because this isn't the first time this has happened. We made a big climb and we are up on top of Lookout Mountain. Behind me, you can see why they call it Lookout Mountain. Way in the distance over there, you probably can't see it real well in the camera, is Lake Superior. But it's pretty warm and humid, but there's a nice breeze coming up over this lookout, so it feels really good right now. To Spruce Creek, it's about 4 o'clock. My stomach started feeling a little funny, so I decided to play it safe and stop and take a little bit of break, have some trail mix, nip that in the bud. So like I said, it's 4 o'clock, but we have probably at least another 2.5 hours to go before we get to camp. We've got steaks for dinner tonight, so we need to build a fire and get that going to make our dinner. But yeah, just chill out a little bit, calm down, keep on trucking. We've come to a large boardwalk that is along a beaver dam, very scenic area. So we've been in this pandemic for the last couple months, and it's broken my routine of, I usually go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, get a good cardio workout in, lift some weights, and I haven't been able to do that. I've tried to go on walks and hikes and occasionally go for a run, but I'm definitely feeling my conditioning is not where it should be. Seems like we've been going uphill all day, but you know, I've gained a little weight, but more is not getting those cardios in. So, whew. All right, got to a little lookout here. Rob's falling behind me a little bit going up that hill, so I'm gonna rest here a little bit. We made it to Lake Agnes. As usual, there are some other people here, which, you know, if you're going to go to a popular campsite on a popular weekend, you have to be ready for that. But it's a beautiful campsite. I'll give you a look. So one of the best parts about camping and hiking with Rob is he's an excellent freeloader. We were having a little bit of trouble finding firewood, so what do? We walk up to some other campers who have a fire going, and Rob says, "That's a really pretty fire you guys have there." And of course they're always nice and welcome. Thank you for letting us use your fire. On day 2, we hiked 12.2 miles from the East Lake Agnes campsite through Lutsen and Oberg Mountain to the Onion River campsite. Good morning, it's day 2. Hiked a little ways this morning. Had a protein bar for breakfast while I was hiking. Came to the Poplar River overlook. Beautiful spot on the trail. It's going to be a great day for hiking. I made it to the Glove overlook. Beautiful scenery, beautiful overlook, but there are some exceptions to the rule. A while back when I met up with Krusty, he looked up on his phone and he said that the gondolas at Lutsen Resort are running. I've come to an overlook where I can see the resort and I can see the snow up on the mountain, and I think I can see the gondolas running. I told him I'm not going to take the gondolas this time. I'm going to hike up the hill. I don't know what he's doing, but I can also see last time when we took the gondola and the spur trail, you have to pass over a couple of the ski runs, and I can see it from here, and that was one of the scariest times I've ever seen on the trail. So steep and slippery. But I'm kind of hoping he doesn't take that, because I can see that he would have to be doing that again. We made it to the Poplar River at the ski resort. I did find Krusty there, and he agreed that it might be too dangerous to go on that spur trail. So we're going to climb up the hill now. Okay, I made a big climb, went up Mystery Mountain, and then I went up Moose Mountain. Right now I'm up on the overlook on Moose Mountain, and I'm just going to sit here, enjoy the view, and have some lunch. I have just about a half a liter of water left, so I need to conserve that a little bit. But I'm imagining Rob going up the big hill. He's not a big fan of hills and hot and sun, and I was hating my life when I went up it. So here's what Rob thought of that climb.
That big hill is called Mystery Mountain, and it's a mystery why anyone would enjoy going up that mountain. It kicked my ass. I was hating life up that thing. I was trying to think of ways to have someone move my car closer so I don't have to do more of it.
Alright, I made it to the Oberg mountain loop. Not taking the loop today. Camp is about a mile up the path here, but looks like there's some free backpacks that they're giving away. Alright, we've been chilling out for a couple hours up here, just laying in our hammocks. I walked down to the creek, took a bath, very cold, washed up my shorts so they're not quite so crusty for tomorrow. Hopefully reduce the chafing. But there's a picnic table up at this site, so Rob and I are walking over to that and are going to eat and hang out. So I was hanging out here in camp eating dinner and a big group comes in and they looked very familiar. So last 2 years ago on this exact weekend, Dave and Kaylee, we were all camping at section 13, and if you watch my videos, that is the camp out where my food bag was attacked by a bear. And I went down and camped with these guys and brought the bear with me, and the bear terrorized them as well. On day 3, I hiked 12.2 miles from the Onion River campsite through Britton and Carlton Peaks and the Temperance River to the South Cross River campsite. Good morning. It's a bright, early, warm morning again. I got packed up, been hiking for a little while now. Krusty decided that he had some cramps last night, so he's going to bail out and try to hitch a ride to his car and meet me up at camp tonight. So hiking on my own today, but it's warming up already. I got a really big blister on the back of my left foot, and I haven't got a blister while hiking for like 2 years, so a little nervous about that and hope it doesn't get any worse. I put some Leuco tape on it, hoping for the best. So I'm going to keep on pushing ahead and try to keep on moving before it gets too warm. Okay, for the less glamorous side of backpacking, I don't know if you can tell through the video, but I've been struggling a little bit on this hike. It just feels like I'm walking uphill. I'm sure some of it, like I said, is from being overweight and lack of exercise, but I've been debating this before I even started this trip. I said, when I get to Carlton Peak, I'm going to climb up that thing because I've only been up there once and it was super overcast. And it's a nice day out right now. And I started walking up that spur trail to go to the top. And I just turned around and I said, screw this. I got another 70 miles to go. So anyway, just wanted to be totally honest with you. I got about, 7 miles left today. Going down a hill now, and then I go up a big one before I get to camp tonight. So got sweat in my eyes too. But it's only like 65 degrees and sunny and humid, but I'm a Minnesota boy. I'd much rather hike in 40 degrees than 70 degrees because it always feels like it's 20 degrees warmer than it is. So at 40 degrees, it feels like 60, and at 60 degrees or 70 degrees, it feels like 90 degrees. So anyway. Okay, I'm a total freaking idiot. I took the wrong trail and I think I did come up on Carlton Peak again. It was a nice mistake. It's beautiful up here. There's like a 360-degree view. Whew. You know, I thought that was it up there. It had some Ted Tofty overlook sign or something, but whew, nice breeze up here. There's some sun, but that breeze is nice. So I have a rough day of backpacking, and honestly quite a few times I go, why do I like doing this? Then I come sit out on an overlook like this all by myself, slow down, you know, for 20 minutes, half hour, catch my breath, let the sweat dry, relax. It's like, oh yeah, now I remember. Made it to the South Cross River campsite. Making a little ramen here. I found this questionable character. It was a good day of hiking. I'm beat. But I'm going to give you a tour of the Cross River campsite. So I'm on the other side of Cross River right now. You can see that there's a nice bridge here. Of course, this is the Cross River, so it's a pretty good river with some big waterfalls. There's a better spot if you go up that way, probably 100, 150 feet.
Okay, yeah, awesome, thank you.
So there's another couple that is camping with us. You can see there's a lot of trees in here that are good for hanging hammocks. Watch out for the crazy weird guys at camp. Rob's hammock is set up over here. Nice fire ring with the benches. There will be no fire tonight since there's a fire ban. And there's my hammock right over there. So I have one more day of hiking until I'm going to meet Rob up at his car, and he's going to have my resupply there. So we're just relaxing tonight. You know, I have a blister on the back of my left heel, but it's doing all right. It hasn't gotten any worse, so I think I'm going to be able to complete my hike. On day 4, I hiked 16.1 miles from the South Cross River campsite through Alfred's Pond and Caribou River to the Horseshoe Ridge campsite. Good morning. So I got an early start this morning. Left camp a little after 7. It's about 8:45 now. I've hiked probably 4 miles. Just climbed up a big hill. And I'm gonna have breakfast with a view this morning. I stopped for a little early lunch here at Alfred's Pond. It's a beautiful little pond with a couple benches. And today, if you look over in the distance, you can see that there are a couple swans swimming over there. Very relaxing. All right, I'm coming up on Sugarloaf Road. So the plan is Rob is supposed to drive his car up to this road and he's gonna meet me here with my resupply. So it's about noon, it's cooling down, feels like it might rain, but in that resupply, I have a Gatorade, some pineapple, an apple, some chocolate chip cookies. Woo, buddy. I'm a happy man. Rob's a superhero. Gatorade, chocolate chip cookies. Doesn't get any better than this. Falls campsite. I used the latrine and I cameled up with some water. This is actually where I was supposed to camp tonight in the itinerary, but it's only about 2:30 and I figured maybe I'd press on. The problem is the next campsite, Horseshoe Ridge, I'm not sure if it has water, so I cameled up as much as I could. It's a big hill that I'm going to climb. I want to get that out of the way today, even though I'm tired, so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning. And it's supposed to rain some tomorrow, but this is a beautiful spot if you've never been here before. Climbing that big hill. Just stopped to take a little bit of a break here. A little reminder of why I do this. Behind me is an awesome view. Now, you may not be able to tell through the camera where the sky ends and Lake Superior starts. I can clearly see it, but I'm not sure you can pick it up on the camera. Beautiful. All right, I made it to Horseshoe Ridge campsite. Whew, that was a lot of work. I think I might have made a mistake in doing that because back of my heels feel pretty torn up. I'll have to inspect those and see how it looks. This campsite, it's not great, but it has an open spot with 2 trees to hang the hammock. And all I'm gonna do tonight is make some dinner and relax in my hammock and rest up. So, need to get set up. On day 5, I hiked 17.5 miles from the Horseshoe Ridge campsite through the Manitou River, Sonju and Egge lakes, and to the Leskinen Creek campsite. Good morning. Got another early start this morning. There's kind of a light rain drizzle in the air. Nice and cool. Good for backpacking. Except for when you get to the overlooks. Made it to Crosby Manitou State Park in the parking lot here. The rain picked up a little bit, then it died down again. Put on my raincoat, took off my raincoat, but you can see on the sign here, I'm planning to go to Egge Lake tonight, which is about 8.5 miles. Made it to the South Sonju campsite. I'm gonna go out on Lily's Island here. My plan was to eat lunch out here, but the rain just picked up a little bit, so maybe I'll just go and take a look. So I get overly concerned about mileage. It feels nice to just sit here and not just see the beautiful scenery, but to just listen. I'm just leaving North Egge campsite. It's a little before 3. Used the latrine, got some water, shot some video. Then I made the mistake of connecting to the internet with my phone, and that kind of was a vortex, and ended up sitting there texting and whatever. But it was just beautiful down there. Any smart, reasonable person would have stopped and camped there for the night. But, you know me, I'm worried about mileage. And specifically the next 2 days, I know I'm gonna be in some very hilly country. So I'm going farther than I should today. And then tomorrow's gonna be a short day, but with some big hills. And then the last day, I should be a little bit rested for a little longer day, with also some big hills. So I'm gonna put my head down, crank out this 4.8 miles to the next campsite, and we'll see you there. I made it to Leskinen Creek campsite. The last mile or so was a little slower through the mud and sore feet, but you know, there's nothing worse than hiking 16, 17 miles and being exhausted. And the first thing that you see when you walk into camp is a big bag of garbage. Somebody enjoyed their beans. It's nice of you to gather your garbage into a garbage bag, but that doesn't help me from the bears tonight. And you look in the fire pit, can, a bag of Funyuns and beans, all obviously after the campfire. And they got a towel hanging up here on the tree, a milk carton over there. You know, I don't have a problem with burning garbage at a campsite, but don't leave crap like that. You know, there shouldn't be any evidence of it after you leave. Now, I have to worry about bears tonight. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have to scoop those beans out of the campfire with something, put it into the garbage bag over here, and hang that with my food. I'm not hauling that big thing out. I mean, it's so big I can't even carry it. So, shame on you. All done with dinner. The fire pit is clean. And just in case, I have set up my hammock as far away from the campsite and the fire ring and all the garbage that used to be there, just to be safe. So, anyway, good night. All right, garbage duty is done. Went down to the creek and got some water. It was, it's not the cleanest water in the world, but it's wet. Making some beef stroganoff, boiling some water right now. Mountain House repackaged. And some Doritos. So, Rob can't believe that I eat this much Doritos. I had one bag when I started and one bag when I resupplied, and I don't know why, but these things really hit the spot when I'm out on the trail. The key is finding some place to put it in your pack where all the chips don't get smashed. On day 6, I hiked 9.8 miles from the Leskinen Creek campsite through Sawmill Bog, Section 13, and Sawmill Dome to the West Kennedy Creek campsite. Good morning from the Sawmill Creek Bog area. I've hiked a couple miles this morning. Just sitting in one of my favorite spots, taking a little break, shooting a little time-lapse video. So I've hiked a couple miles. It pretty much rained all last night. So the trail's pretty muddy. And I don't think it's just from last night, but this bog area, the water is a lot higher than it typically is. And it's usually a pretty rickety structure going across this swampy area, but being this early in the year, I don't think they've been out here. There's a couple spots that were under the water where the boards were rotted, and maybe a little nervous because if I fell in, I probably would have been chest high in water. But just gonna chill out here, eat a little breakfast, and then make my way up to Section 13. I made it to one of my favorite spots on the Superior Hiking Trail, Section 13. On top, just relaxing. Just shot a YouTube live that you may have seen last week. The nice part about doing these time lapses, as I'm doing one right now, is each one takes 24 minutes, the way I have it set right now. So that means I have to sit up here and relax for 24 minutes. So I'm just gonna sit here, take in the view, and then keep on hiking. I made it up to Sawmill Dome. Quite the climb. I think I'm gonna have a little bit of lunch here. See behind me, another fabulous view. Big rock face here. Of course, I got the time lapse going over here. I had company for lunch today. The raven's been flying around and squawking the whole time I'm here. It's upset about something. Maybe it has a nest right up here and it's scared of me or something. But hey, I got a couple miles to go to camp today. It'll be a short day. Let's get rocking. Walking the ridge line overlooking Lake Superior. It's beautiful. It's a little warm out, but there's a nice breeze, so that helps out a little bit. I made it to the Kennedy Creek campsite. Those last couple miles took a lot of effort. It's hot out, it's sunny out, and that slows me down. So, but I'm here. When I got here, I went down and I filtered some water down in the little creek and drank a bunch of it. Set up my hammock over here. Hey everybody, it's about 6:30. I've just been laying in my hammock for the last couple hours trying to stay cool. It was very warm this afternoon where my phone said it was 77 degrees in Silver Bay. Now Silver Bay is a community near here, but Silver Bay is down by Lake Superior, which it's always cooler in the spring down by the lake with the air coming off the lake. So up on the top of the hill here in direct sunlight, it was quite warm. So I went and I took a bath in the river and I did a little laundry. You can see my laundry hanging up, drying on the tree over there. I have my water going on my cat food can stove. Gonna have a little Mountain House lasagna. Have what's left of the Doritos. When I was bathing, I did find a little bit of an issue. My Luca tape came off. And I found that lovely little blister. So I'm going to eat, hang my bear bag, go to my hammock early tonight, rest, hopefully fall asleep early, and I want to get up really early tomorrow morning and try to beat some of that heat tomorrow for the last 13 miles of the hike. So, oh, there's a lot of bugs out here. Good night, everyone. On On day 7, my final day, I hiked 13 miles from the West Kennedy Creek campsite through the High Falls, Mount Trudy, and Beat and Bear Lakes to the Penn Boulevard trailhead. Good morning. It's the final day of my week-long hike. Got up early this morning, making the hike along the ridgeline here. You can see beautiful Lake Superior in my background. Pretty soon I'll be getting up to Tedagooch State Park. I plan to eat breakfast by the High Falls, so let's keep on rolling. Hey, I ran across a thru hiker here. What was your name again?
Dan.
Dan. Dan is on day 6, 7?
Day 7.
Day 7, started at Martin Road. Going up to the end, hopefully. Said he's missing his family, but I hope he sticks in there. But hey, it was nice meeting you, and
You too.
good hiking. So I forgot to mention that Dan came upon me and he said, hey, I recognize you from YouTube. I don't get that too often, so that was kind of cool and gives me a little energy to climb Mount Trudy here. I made it to the top of Mount Trudy. Woo, buddy, that was a nice climb. But it's beautiful up here. You can see behind me, nice blue sky. Looks like it might be raining over the lake over there. It's a beautiful day. I've got about 6 miles left to go. Taking in the sights. Doing a little time lapse over here. So as you know, I have 24 minutes to waste up here and to rest. So drinking up some water for that one last push. I've come to one of the most photographed spots on the Spear Hiking Trail. The first lake below me is Bear Lake. Beyond it there is Bean Lake. It's very beautiful up here. There's a reason why people take pictures here. I really like being here right around sunset on a calm night. You can see the clouds moving across the lake. It's just fabulous. So I'm going to keep on going though. Only 3.6 miles to go. I'm getting close. I can see Silver Bay back there behind me. Some power lines here. These last few miles, whew, they're taking a little longer than I planned because I am spent. But I'm not gonna guess how much farther I have to go because I'd probably be wrong, but we're getting there. almost there. Thanks for coming along. If you want to see a bunch of pictures from this trip and other trips, check out my Instagram, check out my Facebook. Woo, buddy! We made it. Woo! 90 miles in 7 days. That is the longest backpacking trip I've ever been on, both 7 days and the 90 miles. And I'm pretty proud of myself. I know it's not Katahdin or the AT or even through hiking the entire Superior Hiking Trail. But this is the longest hike I've ever done, and I'm even more proud, not just the physical test, but the mental test. You know, so many times I've started long hikes and didn't finish, or, you know, it just, I wanted to quit after a couple days, but I made it through. So, hey, thanks for watching. My car's right here. We did it. I'll see you back out on the trail.
Welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you?
Yeah, can I get 2 of the McDouble meals?